somebody else said something and then it distracted him.
I like how Arya caught on so fast though, where it's like we saw you at the crossroads. It's like I thought you were going to Westeros. She's just like, I did too.
And Sansa's like, he sees things. He's Professor Xavier.
Yeah, my nigga see, he just has fucking.
If now Bran starts losing hair, I'm done. I'm done.
This nigga's on some That's So Raven type of shit.
I know. Actually, I saw a meme on the internet that said That's So Raven, and it showed like his ravens flying around and looking at the White Walkers and stuff.
That's not
It's
cool.
like, That's So Raven. I'm like, no, don't do
I'm
that.
kind of done with Daenerys though. Like that whole shit what she did with Jon Snow in the cave was pissed off. How it's like she got all these revelations things, and he's just like, we got to work together. Still bend the knee, like bitch.
Bend the knee. Did you guys see that meme that was online where it's like they have set pictures and Kit Harington was on the phone, and it also had Emilia Clarke, and it looked like they were on the phone together, like talking to each other. Yeah, I showed you guys the meme, and it was just like, "Hello, who is this?" And she was like, "Ben who? Ben Denis." Like,
no!
Man.
I thought you were talking about the one where it's John partying, and he has like that like disturbed face. Like,
yeah,
when you're out
just like when you're having a good time.
The army of the dead is coming.
Yeah, that one's a good one too. Yeah. So. Oh man.
Oh, watching Arya fight Brienne was dope too.
Oh, dude, I got so hype. I was like, Arya's about to get fucked up.
Like literally, I was like fangasming the whole episode.
The whole episode, like there was not a moment where I wasn't like,
there was some crazy shit happening.
Dude,
it was either
I was fucking cringing the entire episode. I was like, oh my fucking god, these people are meeting and they know each other. Oh my god, he's gonna punch this nigga in the face as soon as he gets off this boat.
This dragon is burning that nigga. Like,
oh man, you know what's so funny?
Every time someone sees dragons for the first time, it's just like, oh shit.
It's just like, oh my god. But this is the first time we really got to like see them like full. Well, no, they did it in Marine too, but like, honestly, like the entire episode just had me on the edge of my seat because like when the armies were coming and they like braced themselves and everything, everybody was like spears and shields. I was like, what could possibly be coming? Because
we called the line.
Yeah, I was like, okay, if Daenerys is going to the Red Keep, why are these guys bracing themselves? Then all of a sudden you just hear footsteps and shit. I was like, Dothraki, like my nigga, what are we doing right
I already knew the moment that Bronn was like, you hear that? I was like, because I remember from the trailer, so I was like, oh, Dothraki, because they showed Dothraki fighting Lannister soldiers in the trailer.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden I just see this nigga Drogon come over the horizon. I was like, oh shit, my nigga!
Like, you didn't even see him coming, like a small dot. Like it was just like,
nah, he was just. I was like, fuck, Shenron. Oh my goodness, god damn, what is going on right now?
Dodge, and then Jaime's like, we can take him. And then they saw the dragon, and just like, can't he though?
It was just like, nigga, we out of here. I'm good. I'm not about to. This isn't for me, B. I'm out. I would have dipped. And I had people in my chat because we were live reacting to it. I had people in my chat talking about, oh my god, like as soon as I saw the dragons, I would have dipped. Nah, fuck that, nigga. As soon as I would have heard some shit that just sounds like Dothraki, I would have been like, you know what? All right, I seen this part of Pocahontas. I'm good, B. I'm out. I'm dipping.
The moment Drogon started roasting niggas, though, there were a lot of soldiers that just started running away. Like,
yeah, right.
Even you get the guys down on the battle. Like, remember, you see that one scene, that guy he stabbed it off. He's like, gotcha, bitch, and then just.
Oh my god!
Anyway.
Some of these niggas thought they were slick too, because like they were trying to run away from horses and shit. And you would just have these Dothraki niggas just jumping off, doing backflips and shit, just slicing niggas up.
I like how Bronn, like, I mean, he did end up beating him, but he totally got bodied in that horse race. That guy, he's like, I ain't going for you, I'm going for that horse, and he went down. Man,
yeah,
right. I actually low-key for a moment thought Bronn was gonna die, because like he was like,
I thought he was too. I was like, oh man, like somebody's about to die right now. Like either Drogon's gonna get shot with this fucking arrow, or like he's gonna get Bronn's gonna get burnt to a fucking crisp. That's it. And it's not like
and then
it's not like before.
Maybe Drogon is gonna die. I was thinking that.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, but then Daenerys can't go down right now. But then again, it is Game of Thrones. Like they might kill Daenerys right now, and then Jon becomes like, I'm the new king because I control the dragons because I'm a Targaryen. Like, oh my god, man. Like,
I will give props to Jaime though, because Jaime is watching a dragon burn his everyone to a crisp, and he's still trying to do shit. Like
he's just still figuring it out. He's just like, I can't. There's just certain things I can't do, Bronn. I can't shoot this giant fucking arrow, so I'm gonna need you to go do that. Even before, like, let me just say this now, because this shit made me so fucking mad when I was watching it, and I live reacted to this shit, and I was pissed when Jaime was approaching the fucking dragon about to kill Daenerys, and then all of a sudden she just goes Dracarys, and then he turns and his mouth just lights the fuck up. I was like, my nigga is dead right now. Like, my nigga is
Jaime dead?
Jaime's gonna fucking. I was yelling at the screen. I was like, Jaime, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
that shit made no sense. I was even telling Rencho, even if he did meant to kill her, he would have still been burnt afterwards. So it's like,
I guess it doesn't matter. He's given his life for Cersei. Like, I have a feeling they foreshadowed a lot of stuff. Like, I feel like Arya is gonna die at some point. If not Arya is gonna watch Sansa die. And I think Jaime is going to die for his sister. Like without a doubt. Like, I feel like, because even when it was foreshadowed when he talked to what's her name? What's the High Garden bitch? What's her name?
Olenna.
Yeah, Olenna. When she was talking to him, she was saying, "Oh yeah, you really are reckless. You really do love her," or some shit. And he was saying, "Yep, yeah, I do love her." Blah 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 blah. And she's like, "She's gonna be the end of you." And he was like, "Probably." Like, that shit just.
I think it's just gonna be that Valonqar shit. I think he's just gonna end up having to kill. He's gonna have to kill her. Like, she's gonna go too insane. He's gonna have to stop her from going overboard or some shit.
He'll be the king and the queen.
I can hear Overwatch in the background, Jay.
That's not me. That's Rencho.
Oh, I just heard Reinhardt ulting or something.
Nah, that's not me. I'm not playing anything. I just got the chat open.
I just remember you saying you're gonna play Overwatch.
What's up, Kendrick? Oh yeah, I got a couple people addicted to Game of Thrones today, so.
Yeah, I did see that. Shinobi Striker's character customization. It's still a shitty game, but Rencho is saying it's gonna be like Ultimate Tenkaichi. It's gonna be a shitty game with shitty customization. Yep. They're gonna have to fuck up a game first.
Literally, the fucking screenshot of it was Naruto with fucking gingery hair and a fucking bolt.
Yeah. No. It's gonna be like Ultimate Tenkaichi, or I keep saying Ultimate Tenkaichi. Oh yeah, that one. It's gonna be that kind of shitty customization.
I'm confused. What are we talking about?
Naruto.
Okay, what's something else dope that happened in the Game of Thrones episode? We had Bran.
Oh, everything.
Doing
psychic the fuck out of fucking her shit.
The fact that Arya wants to train with Brienne, I was super hyped.
Yeah, I don't think she wanted to train with Bran. I think she was bullshitting. I think she wanted to Bran train me and then be like, I'm better than you. Like,
yeah,
that was funny when she got that little itty bitty sword. And
she was like, Lady Arya, that's not gonna be enough. She's like, it'll be fine. I was like, and when she was talking to Sansa, when she was talking to Sansa in the crypt, and she was just like, how did you get back? How did you get back here? And then I was like, the bitch is an assassin. That's how. Like,
I like how when she was talking about her list, like Sansa was like laughing, like, oh, that's funny. And then you saw her talking to or fighting Bran. She's like, oh shit, is she really an assassin? Like,
yeah, like she was like, this bitch was not kidding. And then when they went to go talk to Bran,
when she was on the ground and she freaking broke dance back onto the back up.
I was like, oh, this bitch is. She got mad crazy, and I was yelling at the top of my lungs. I was like, Arya versus Zarya, Arya versus Zarya. Like,
wait, what? What are you talking about now? I'm lost.
Because Brienne of Tarth, she reminds me of Zarya from Overwatch. Because she just does super dyke, slick back hair, like muscles beyond all belief. Like, come on. Like, there's no way you can.
That wildin' ass nigga was looking at Brienne. She was getting wet as fuck for this wildin' dick.
Yeah, Ragnar. They got faded by that dragon, bro. They got destroyed. Niggas' anuses got wrecked by a dragon today. So
I like how Podrick acknowledged it too. How like he was like, oh, you fulfilled your oath. Lady Stark will be proud, or whatever. Lady Catelyn. I'm like, Brienne didn't do shit. Like,
I was like, three seasons too late. It don't count. You don't get points for this, bitch. So,
man, it's just like, it's just so weird watching all these characters interact with each other, though. Like, it's just so strange.
I thought this nigga Jon was going to destroy this nigga Theon's like face. Like, as soon as he pulled up, he was just like, Jon, I didn't know you'd be here. Like, he was gonna call ahead of time and be like, Daenerys, we got any visitors? Like nigga, what? you wouldn't have shown up if you knew I was here. So the whole time I'm just thinking like Theon's really about to catch these hands on this beach, bro. Like, he was really not prepared. And then he did that lip quiver shit, like he was looking like a sad puppy. He did the reek. Yeah, he was just like, Jon, I know you're upset. And he was just like, I'd fuck you right now if it wasn't for what you did for my sister. Like, I would have still fucked that nigga up for what he did to my sisters. So, you know, like, it is what it is. Like, and then I've had to explain, like, Game of Thrones in under 3 minutes for people because they couldn't figure it out. And I was like, yeah, basically, like, there's this dragon bitch, there's this other bitch who, like, she was married to a king, then the king died, then she became queen after all her kids died, and now she's pissed at everybody and she wants to kill the dragon bitch. So that's Game of Thrones in less than 3 minutes.
Rencho, I had to like, and see, nobody else I was around got these jokes, because, like, you know, they're not weebing up, but I retweeted it, but this guy, I don't know why, it probably wasn't even that funny. But it was this tweet from Hunter x Hunter. It was like when she tweets that her boyfriend died, and it's that thing of the old guy. I forget his name, where he did that thing where he did like the tri-beam shit, and then it went into a heart.
Oh my god!
I don't know why that was so fucking funny, man.
This episode of Game of Thrones is probably like that's the thing about Game of Thrones. There's always that one episode that just like sets the bar, and then you don't expect the rest of the season to get any better, and then it does. It's still like the episode after, and then maybe the episode after that, they just like collapse onto each other. Like when Cersei blew up the fucking the Red Keep or whatever. Oh my god, man, that was I thought that was like hands down the best episode of Game of Thrones yet, like, period. This episode tops that. Like, I don't, there's no way. The only thing that could have been made better is if Drogon would have ate somebody too. I like to see Drogon eating things. I don't know what it is. And the animations were so good for his like neck and shit when he was like flying through the air. I was like, how much do they pay the fucking visual effects team? Like, holy shit. Like,
oh yeah, that's how they probably blow half their budget on just animating.
Yeah, right. Like no wonder episodes just be entire battles of just dragons flying around. Nah, if we're gonna pay for this shit, we gonna really get our money's worth, because we're not about to have dragons in the rest of the season. I promise you that. So this episode was fucking hype, man. Like, I don't know how it's gonna, next week is gonna top it, and that fucking cliffhanger. I can't fucking take it. I can't fucking take it, man. I can't fucking take it. And poor Littlefinger, my nigga just keeps getting dissed by every
Littlefinger, bro.
That nigga keeps getting dissed by every fucking Stark in the entire castle. He just might as well just sit in his fucking room sitting on his hands.
I feel kind of bad. I feel kind of bad because, like, he's like this guy who's like really good at plotting, but how are you gonna compete with, like, you got Bran over here who's fucking Professor Xavier and shit. Then you got freaking Arya who's a faceless assassin. Like, it's like now it's like you can't really pull your bullshit with all these freaking god tier characters around.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Like, you're just kind of there, buddy. Like, there's nothing you can do. You just can't. I'm sorry. I wish you could. I really wish you could, but like, you're just not in a position to do anything, sir. So
what stuff happened this weekend? I know you caught up to that My Hero episode because I saw it.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, hold on. Let me ask you something, Jay. Do you like not finish episodes? Like, do you like just watch something until you kind of feel like you've seen everything?
Crunchyroll does this weird thing sometimes where, oh my god, Renshaw, I gotta turn your volume down because that shit is mad distracting. It makes me want to play Overwatch.
Oh yeah, I've been hearing Overwatch sounds this whole time.
I'm hella triggered from just all those sound effects and shit. No, Crunchyroll does this weird thing. Like, I watched the full episode, and then I went back because I was like, oh, I need to cut a couple of clips and stuff. So I rewatched it a second time. And then you texted me. You were like, did you leave the marker somewhere? I was like, no, I thought you left it there.
No, I mean, so no, I'm not even talking about that one. Oh. But yeah, no, that episode, and you must have went back several times because that bar, like, every time I would put it back, like, I was in telling Rich about this. I'm like, why is it every other day I look, the My Hero episode is like halfway back of the episode where it was? But
I was rewatching it. I probably rewatched it like 2 or 3 times, and then I just recorded the whole thing.
Oh, that's what happened. Because I remember even like you do that on a Dragon Ball Super episode too. It's where it'd be looking like you just fucking like.
That might be stretching it. I don't watch Dragon Ball Super.
Well, no, this was like weeks ago. Oh. Like, oh, by the way, to let you guys know, I don't watch Dragon Ball Super. Like, I made that video and people were like, if you don't like it, don't watch it. And I'm like, I don't watch it. Like, whoever said I watched it.
You know what? I had people coming at me on Twitter too because I wasn't watching the show. Like, I think it was last week or the week before last. I was like, man, this show is ass, blah, 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 blah. I'm not watching it. Oh, and people were coming at me about Boruto too because they reached their 15th episode. And I put up that video about us talking about the first 15 episodes of the original Naruto and the first 15 episodes of Boruto. And people were coming at me like, oh, Jay, how can you talk about it, but you've never seen every single episode of Boruto? I was like, I'm just comparing the episodes I have watched. Like, the episodes that I have watched have been shit.
I even had this comment on the Dragon Ball Super video saying Boruto is better. Actually, honestly, as trash as Dragon Ball Super is, Boruto is worse because at least Dragon Ball Super has a plot. Boruto is literally just like Boruto and friends hang out. Like there's no real plot in Boruto. Like Boruto is like just like a filler shit, like a just one big filler Naruto show. Like there's no like main villain that like, I mean, I'm sure it'll get to that and I'll watch the show when it does, but there's no reason for watching the show right now because it's like it's not going in any direction. It's an episodic show, like, yeah. So no, there's no reason to be watching this.
It's kind of like not a slice of life. Dragon Ball Super like did the same thing. Flavor of the week type thing.
This is one of the arguments that we were saying for the longest thing about Dragon Ball Super J is that like even if like people will say that the Black Goku versus Future Trunks arc whatever was good and that this tournament of this whatever the fuck it's called this arc is okay, but like then you have to realize that the first like I don't know like 2/3 of the anime was reanimating the movies and then there was that other stuff at the beginning that was just like episodic filler stuff, but it's just like you don't start out your shows like this. Like, and Boruto's the same way. Like, and I remember, like, oh my god, this is why, and I even tweet about this. And for you guys in the stream, don't send me or at me on Twitter these theory videos. I don't give a fuck. I hate theory videos. Like, they're so stupid. Like, I'll be like, oh man, like I remember when the first art, they're like,
MatPat does it. It's okay.
Well, those are theories backed up with evidence and stuff, not just some bullshit clickbait nonsense. So,
Future Trunks like can be Vegeta's father.
But like I was
did you just say that, my boy?
Oh yeah, and you know what else is stupid? And this is also why I don't like these theory crafting people or these like set the programmers power scaling shit, because people will take what they say as gospel and then they'll just automatically make it right. Like I remember when some random YouTuber was like Mitsuki's the one who made that shadow demon dick devil thing appear, and everyone was saying this is clearly Mitsuki, and like it wasn't, and I was saying like that's not Mitsuki. That's the same thing that happened in Dragon Ball Super when I was telling people that Black Goku and Zamasu were the same person, and then there was that episode where Zamasu and Black Goku showed up at the same time, and everyone's like, "Oh, you're wrong. See, they are the same person." And I'm like, first of all, like all the evidence shows, and I'm like, yeah, you could still be the same person. And then when they found out it was the same person, I'm like, that's right, eat my dick. It was the same person. I was right the whole time. Like,
I started doing this thing now where unless it's a My Hero video, like. Whenever I'm talking about anime in a video or doing a live stream and talking about stuff, I just ignore comments now. I just don't even... Anything that has to do with anime related, like this is why I didn't want to make anime videos, but I like getting views.
Right. You're an industry channel, /vlogger.
Exactly, /vlogger, /activist. Yeah, there you go, Rencho. I need a banner of that now. Thank you. So... When people try to talk to me about like, oh, Dragon Ball Super and Boruto and all this other stuff, I'm like... Y'all want to talk about My Hero though? Like that's the only thing I want to talk to people about. Like I just don't care about like people be trying to apply practical science to fucking fictional characters and shit. I'm like, can y'all niggas just chill the fuck out? Like there was one argument I got into today because I didn't know the facts behind it, and I will say I was wrong about it. Was I was saying how Deku is 10 times better than Gon or some shit. Like I was just agreeing with some guy. And I was like, yeah, I don't know who this Gon guy is, but he's probably ass because I've never heard of him and blah, 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 blah. And people were coming for my fucking neck. And I was just like, I know you square-faced faggots are not trying to come for me right now. Like, that shit had me so hyped on Twitter.
You should just jump ship like Theon, fam.
Fuck that, bro. Fuck that. Like, I stood my fucking ground. And then
try to get you to watch those shows like Hunter x Hunter, Jay. Like,
yeah, that's what everybody was trying to get me to watch. Like everybody was like, "Oh, well, if you haven't seen it and blah 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 blah."
Like, how are you not?
That's what I was saying. That's what I was telling people. I was like, "Oh, so you mean the ripoff show from Yu Yu Hakusho?" Like, and everybody was like, "This was better than Yu Yu Hakusho," and blah blah blah. I was like, "Have any of you niggas ever seen the Dark Tournament? Like, what? Are you kidding me?"
So you need to watch Hunter, and that's why me and Rencho, that's why we're so confused. We're like, how do you like Yu Yu Hakusho so much? And then
because every time I look at Hunter x Hunter, I just see a bullshit version of Yu Yu Hakusho. That's it. I just see a sad
excuse said it came for a copy.
But that's great and everything. But I've already seen Yu Yu Hakusho though.
I remember bits and pieces when I watched it on Toonami. I was younger, but I haven't actually watched all Yu Yu Hakusho straight through. But even from the 26 episodes that I've watched, like Hunter x Hunter is like it is better. And like the thing about Hunter x Hunter is
I can't agree with that, sir. I can't.
You have to watch it.
I'm not about to watch it. I'm not about to listen to your propaganda.
You can't have an opinion on it until you've watched it because
I think I can.
I remember thinking that too. Like I remember watching
that is your opinion, Rincho. I disagree.
No.
I think Baller.
Okay, listen.
I think Ballers is better than Game of Thrones. Just saying.
I remember. I remember looking at Hunter x Hunter and thinking like, I can't see myself liking this anime like that. It's this little kid with booty shorts and he's fishing. I don't know why. Like this does not look like something.
That's
like
the gayest thing to start off with. It's making him.
That's what I saw. In the same way where I saw JoJo, I saw a bunch of niggas like posing like faggots.
Okay,
with
posing
their
ain't gay.
showing.
Posing is just the way.
Nah, see, Rincho, you can't say that now because you're the biggest person who I've ever heard swear by JoJo's, and for you to admit that JoJo's is gay, you can no longer stand on that valid. Like,
otherwise
you can't tell me that JoJo's anytime you mention JoJo's, I'm gonna be like, but the anime's gay. But it's gay, like.
I'm hearing
you said even you think
you said it yourself.
Part 5 and Giarno is gay.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, is that even though Part 5 is super gay, Part 5, this didn't just happen overnight though. The series was constantly moving closer and closer to that. So there's always been that gay undertone, and then Part 5 is just
you just refuse to you've just been ignoring it this whole time, and then for you to catch on and be like, wow, this might be kind of gay, like. Nigga, you late to the party. Like it's basically like everybody.
I just didn't say nothing. Y'all didn't ask. Jay, you were concerned
what are you talking about? We've had multiple
anime fan though.
We've had multiple conversations about like Rincho. JoJo's is gay. This is gay. That is gay. And you were just like, nah, it's not gay.
Okay,
like, that's just, they're just flamboyant.
The point here though. What I was trying to say was about JoJo's is that from the outside looking in, JoJo's looks gay as shit. But then when you watch it, it's not like, I mean, it gets gay as Rincho said, but it's not like that for the most part. And that's why I was saying about Hunter x Hunter is that, yeah, I mean, he's still a nigga in booty shorts fishing, but
here we go.
That's not all there is to it. And I think that's why Yu Yu Hakusho is easier to get into because you got all these badass looking guys shooting fucking kamehamehas out of their fingertips and shit. And when you look at Hunter x Hunter,
shit, my nigga, I'm not about to. Nah, I've seen
Kuwabara fucking drawing lightsabers and shit.
I will say this. I will admit, like, I've seen like Twitter videos and AMVs and stuff of like fights in Hunter x Hunter, and I'm just like, that's cool. Yu Yu Hakusho did it better. I'm just saying.
Nah, but once you start watching Hunter x Hunter, getting into it, like it gets there. So
I'm good. Let me just wait.
What were we even talking about?
Let me just wait for ReZero season 2.
Oh yeah, okay. Now I remember what I was going to say though. It was about some Dragon Ball Super shit. But like, first of all, I wanted to say I love talking shit about Dragon Ball Super. I'm sorry. First of all, I was even talking about how the YouTuber Seth the programmer, how he even addressed that the anime prefers plot over, plot over.
Is he Caucasian?
Logic. Probably. He sounds like it. I'm sounding like Rincho when I say that, so that's really.
No, I'm just saying. It's just like Caucasians have a certain.
Whitey McWhite.
Yeah. Caucasians have a certain viewpoint that's like differs.
I don't know why my stream still does this like spaced out shit.
I want to say
he's the only character that shoots shit out of his fingertips. That's not true. Vegito shoots beams out of his fingertips too. He's got that 5-finger beam shit. Yeah, and Frieza. Yeah.
Yusuke, shut up. Yusuke can beat Goku any day of the week.
Cell's done it once.
Yusuke, okay, after watching Yu Yu Hakusho,
Yusuke shits on Goku.
Kuwabara does the same thing, and I understand it's an older anime, and this is like a shonen trope back in the day.
Characters shit on characters that weren't invented when characters were around. Like I don't understand that.
No, but listen, Yu Yu Hakusho does this thing where like. Because, like, in Dragon Ball Z, for example, I mean, okay, Dragon Ball Z does have Deus Ex Machina bullshit power-ups. Like how Goku beat Broly by, like, everybody just put their power into his fist or some bullshit or whatever. But, like, Yu Yu Hakusho does this thing where, like, they get angry and they just get stronger. Just no explanation.
Hey, man, you don't need any explanation.
You don't need Yu Yu Hakusho. When Yu Yu Hakusho was fighting against the one guy with, like, the 1,000 abilities or whatever. And, like, he was getting his ass whooped. And suddenly he's just like, oh, suddenly he has more spirit energy. Or no. It was either that. I think it was actually the flute nigga or whatever. I think it was that guy. But, like, he just like, I don't know what it was. And he just got strong. Or I just finished watching Kuwabara beat the shit out of Tagoro or Tagoma, whatever, the Tagoro brothers or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Where, like, where like he's just like well, Yukina or whatever. He's like, oh, I have to save her, and this and like, oh, your power is increased. It's just like he just is like, I know, Yukina.
That's all it takes. That's all it takes. It's just like it just takes a woman getting disrespected for Cool Bar to be like, oh, fuck that, I can't have that happen at all. Like, oh my god, like he just magically gets more powerful.
Yeah, so like shit like that, and like Yu Yu Hakusho does that stuff a lot.
I love that. I love that aspect. That shit is so funny to me. That shit is comedy. But I will say, I will say the show that I'm like, I really don't mind. Like it, like this show could spit me in the face, and I'd still be like, oh, it's great. It's great. It's My Hero. Like my hero could disrespect me to any point whatsoever. They could be like, fuck niggers one day, and I'd be like, okay, yeah, fuck them. Okay, that's, that's cool.
I know you lying.
That's cool.
There's gonna be a part that you just gonna hate. I know you gonna
see. Okay, have you read the manga? And like,
yeah.
Oh, you're not allowed to tell me that. Fuck you, Rensho.
I mean, I understand that Rensho is a manga reading ass nigga, but like when I found out that Rensho read the My Hero manga, I'm like, I can't watch this show with you now. You know what happens.
Yeah,
like,
that's not cool. You can't just say that because I like so many characters. That had nothing to do. That had nothing to do with what we said at all. Anyway, it's not fair because you know what's gonna happen.
It's
like,
not fair because you illiterate, fam. You learn to pick up a manga.
Fuck are you talking about? I know your inbred ass isn't talking about I can't fucking read. Don't fucking talk to me like that.
Bruh,
the fuck is wrong with you? Because I'd rather watch the anime than read the fucking manga. Get the fuck out of here. You sound stupid as fuck.
Like I used to try to do that shit, but I'm like,
anybody who goes and reads the fucking anime, reads the fucking manga, go fuck yourself, bro. Like that shit is a waste of fucking time. Just watch the fucking. If you don't want to watch the fucking anime, then don't talk shit to people who only want to watch the anime. That shit doesn't make any goddamn sense. So shut the fuck up. That's like somebody reading Game of Thrones. That's like somebody reading Game of Thrones and then be like, oh, that didn't happen in the book. Shut your bitch ass up and go back to reading a fucking book, you piece of shit.
Okay, everybody shut up for a second. Stop fighting. Okay, I remember. So here's the difference between My Hero and fucking like Boruto, for example. Like Boruto had these episodes where it's just bullshit and nothing's happening. But even in My Hero, when there's nothing happening, it's like it's going in some direction. Like this episode was like showing Stain's showing fucking Stain's tantrum get uploaded to YouTube and go viral, and all these other supervillains are getting horny off of his speech and shit. And then next episode is leading into more shit. So it's like even when like nothing's happening, something's happening, I guess you could say. But like I can't watch a show, and that's, you know what, that's why I've started to notice is what I like in the anime is when like there's always something happening. Like every scene has a purpose, and the same with Game of Thrones. That's why I hate when they're showing this Sam and Gilly shit. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? You know what does this the worst? Walking Dead has so many useless speeches that's supposed to be cut.
I never watched Walking Dead.
Off as character development. And what I always say, I sound like a broken record. I feel like I say this so much.
You can look at pictures the manga, or you can look at moving pictures in the anime.
I mean, but like I feel like a good show can build character development and progress the plot at the same time. Like I hate that shit where it's just like they're talking, but it's just like you can take out that conversation and have learned nothing new. Like
anytime they show Sam, it's just like there needs to be something significant that he's doing. Like when he was like peeling Jorha, like that was okay. But when he was just like looking around, looking at books, dusting shit off, I'm like, I don't care. I just don't care. Yeah, that's not part of the story.
Okay, but like for example, like think like Jon Snow and Daenerys, like they're developing their characters and their relationship between each other, and at the same time they're giving us stuff about the plot. They're showing us hieroglyphics of the children of the forest and the White Walkers.
They're giving us backstory and things we didn't already know.
Like they're talking about the plot, they're informing us about new things and stuff like that, and developing the character at the same time. They could have easily just pulled a Walking Dead and just had them just talking about White Walkers for 5-10 minutes on the beach. But no, they actually went in and they're like, look, dragon glass, look, hieroglyphics. Also, even though you're my aunt, I low-key want to smash. They did all
you caught on that too?
They did that at the same time, you know? So like that, so now that I know it's possible, when a show doesn't do it, I call them on that bullshit. Same with My Hero, like they're developing characters like
that's another thing is My Hero is easily comparable to like Game of Thrones because there's never a moment in My Hero that feels wasted to me. Like when I'm watching the anime, like it goes by so fast. I'd be like 20 minutes went by already. Like I feel like the episode fucking started. Like the fact that not this last episode but the episode before that, actually no, I think it was this last episode, and they were like arresting Stain or whatever. And then all of a sudden, we're just at the hospital and they're giving a little bit of, you know, explanation as to what's going on. Then we cut to something else. Then we cut to something else. And it's like, it's only giving you that immediate information that you need to know or giving you backstory on a need-to-know basis. They're not having useless conversations. Like, nothing feels like filler time in there. Like, even if the stuff that is filler time, like Deku being on the phone with what's-her-name, like, I felt like that was like, that kind of gave Deku, like, this relatability.
You know that's filler, Jay?
That's definitely filler.
It doesn't matter. It's canon to the anime.
Listen,
no, but see, like what you're saying.
I don't mean like it's filler, like it's not true to the manga. Rensho. I'm saying it's filler as what up, Kilo?
Kilo?
I'm saying it's filler as in filling in gaps of time in between major points in the plot. That's what filler is. That's what show filler is. Fuck.
But I mean, there is good filler though. Like. There is good filler though.
That's
like,
what filler is, Rensho. It's to fill time.
And we talked about this, Rensho. We talked about this. Like My Hero's filler is like it's like stuff that the manga was missing. That's what filler should be. Like I remember watching this video where they compared the fight with the manga, and like the fight would basically show exactly what was in the manga, but then it would just like add like stuff to connect the pages, the panels, or like the boxes or whatever. Like there'd be some really dope scene of like like Todoroki doing some Zuko firebending shit that wasn't in the manga between like scenes or something like that. So I like stuff like that. But like and that's how you know. Also like that's how you know you're watching a good anime where it's just like you're not even paying attention to the plot. Like you'll just start the episode and then you watch it and it's done. Like a few examples of this. So for those of you guys that stream, like these are anime you need to watch. Like I feel like My Hero is definitely one of those. I feel like Attack on Titan's like that. I feel like Death Note is like that. I feel like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is like that.
Yeah.
ReZero is like that. Like to where you're not checking the time. Like
ReZero doesn't make you check the time. It makes you check everything else. You be having to check your body and shit. Like what the fuck is going on in my life? Like
you be having to
ReZero. Yeah, ReZero is one of those things. Like yeah, you have to check your fucking breathing. Like am I still alive? Lord, you have to pinch yourself a couple of times. Like. You have to read a book. You be like, am I as smart as I thought I was? Because I'm trying to figure this shit out, and I can't. Like, so,
yeah. Like, there are some anime that they turn out being good, and, like, they're enjoyable, but, like, you watch it to a degree. But, like, there's some anime where it's just, like, you just fucking, like, that. And Hunter x Hunter, Jay, 2011 is one of those. Just,
get out of here.
Take my word for it. Listen, I watch your shit. You should watch. Like you owe to watch some of my shit. I'm watching Ray Donovan. I'm starting to watch House of Lies now. You got me watching Ballers. What the fuck? There's like some shit that like I would never thought to watch that you told me it was good and I took your word for it.
Yeah, but you already got me to watch. See, here's what happened though originally because you and Naishin got me to watch Hunter x Hunter what was it, the 1991 or 1999 or what?
No.
It was
like told you to watch Hunter x Hunter and you didn't know which one.
Yeah, I didn't know which one it was. So I watched the original 3 episodes thinking, "Oh man, this is dope. I can't wait to watch this if this is what the anime looks like." Then cut to the 2011 version and they skipped the first 3 episodes. And I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Why does this art look terrible? Like
I did the same thing you did, Jay, but I wasn't bothered by that because I felt like I do feel like though I know this sounds weird, but I do feel like I was
just super hyped for it. I felt like I got lied to in my face. Like this isn't the show that you were originally going to watch. Like the show that you originally wanted to watch got canceled. Like
I do feel like it's better to watch like the first few episodes of the original and then watch the adaptation because like in 2011 there's this scene where Gon reunites with Kite and it's this really heartfelt scene. But if you never seen they don't show them ever meet before in that show. But I had watched the few scenes where they had together in the original.
The camera looking sweet. Thank you.
And so they had this moment and it was really touching. But if you'd never seen Kite before, you're like, I don't understand what the fuck is the point of this. Like, why are they so like. You know, so there was no weight behind that.
Yeah, after that meeting, I think it was. I saw that where the first couple of episodes of the 2011 one. I think I probably watched 3 or 4 episodes, and then I was like, I don't want to watch this shit. Like, I just.
But I know how you feel though. I know how you feel by that, Jay, because like for example, that same instance happened to me with Hitman Reborn. I remember for Hitman Reborn, I read like the first few chapters, and then I started to watch the anime, and the anime just totally like. Rewrote or skipped shit that was in the manga, like entire arcs of character development. And so when I saw that shit for a moment, I'm like, I can't watch this now.
What was that background shit you were saying, Rincho? I couldn't hear you over the fact that you got manga pages in front of your face.
Jay, it don't matter what you say. You're not an anime fan.
Okay, I don't have to be. I'm a trans weeb. Okay, watch your fucking mouth. Don't talk about my people like that.
Wow, Jay.
Yeah. Trans weeaboo, bitch.
Government's not paying for that.
It's very accurate.
Just you a post-op, fam.
Or you know another anime that did that? Berserk. I read like
Okay, we don't talk about that fucking season.
I have the first 3 volumes of Berserk. Berserk skips entire arcs, okay? And then the arc that they keep, they take out all the shit that made that arc good.
Deku arms exploded 200 times but then survived.
That's what happens when you get a no-name studio.
It's like Berserk takes all the shit that was good about the show and then just left in all this. It was like a shell, like a husk. In fact, you know, like, and I mentioned this in a video the other day. It's kind of like Dragon Ball Super or Boondocks Season 4. It's like, it looks like Boondocks and it sounds like Boondocks, but it just doesn't feel like it. Like, you can tell something's missing. Like, even for when I was watching Season 4 of Boondocks, and like, even before, I didn't even know that it wasn't being written by the same guy. And me and my dad, I remember when the first episode came out, and we were all hyped and stuff, we were ready to laugh our asses off. We were watching, and we're just like, it was okay. Like
Jay versus Rensho is Zamasu versus Trunks. Deku in arms confirmed. What?
and then I remember, yeah, and then we even watched the second episode, and we were like, and then after that we were like, okay, I'm kind of done with this show. And I said the same thing about Dragon Ball Super. It's like, yeah, you have all these same characters, the same voice actors, and you're seeing the same signature abilities and shit, but it's like, you just feel like something's missing. And that's why, like, and, oh, by the way, Jay, like, what you were talking about earlier about, like, these dealing with anime niggas, like, and, like, just not really responding to those comments, I feel like, and I know that there's a lot of you guys out there that are, like, you know, educated and, like
no, you're not.
There's
no,
so
you're not.
There's so much like ignorance in that.
I'm gonna let the loudest of you speak for you. You're all a bunch of fucking fags. I just assume you are.
I don't know.
So like,
I just assume you are. Like when you're like, yeah, I guess there's a couple of good ones out there, but nah. Fuck most of y'all.
Okay, so when you're making a video on like Dragon Ball Super or something, you can provide every argument and then add your evidence to support every argument. And I tell Rich, I saw a comment, there's always gonna be that one thing that comes in, you just jealous because Goku buffer than you, hater. Like, it's just,
you just get those mad niggatry comments, bro. I can't deal with
Or like,
those.
I got this one comment, it's like some people, I feel like they hear something they don't like, and they instantly pause and go to the comment section. Like this one comment, he was saying how, oh, Goku, see, in Super Saiyan Blue, he does this thing called ki control, and that's why he was fighting Krillin in Super Saiyan Blue.
Niggas be making up their own words to support their fucking fictional logic.
And I'm like, I said in the video, like literally the next sentence, why is Goku in Super Saiyan Blue even going up against Krillin? I said, okay, it's understandable that he's it's understandable that he would be holding back on Krillin so that he can train him. But so why is it in the Tournament of Power he's not doing that? Like, why he should just be one-shotting everybody? And then people were saying, oh, he doesn't want to waste. And then people were saying, oh, he doesn't want to waste his Super Saiyan Blue transformation on all these fodder enemies, which that's fine. But then he eventually turns into Super Saiyan Blue and fires off his strongest attack. So that shit goes out the window. Why didn't he just do that from the beginning? Why did he waste the time of
actually, if anything, somebody's argument of, oh yeah, Goku doesn't want to waste stamina by blowing away fodder. You can blow away the fodder faster, dumbass.
Yeah, like that doesn't make any sense. And I even included in the person who is like creates a lot of these issues, which I like his content, is Seth the Programmer. I took that part of him saying that the anime prefers plot over logic, and that it makes no sense for Goku to not transform and then end up doing that anyways. And still people will just be like, what? But then Seth the Programmer does the same thing though. I'm like, okay, so he clearly stated, like he clearly acknowledged that there is no consistency with the power scaling and they're just making shit up as they go along. So why is he still making these videos of like power scaling these characters and coming up with stuff?
Because they give views, my nigga. They give views.
Than you think, but I mean, I understand why. It's for views, clickbait. But I feel like in the same lieu though, like even though it's like, oh, free views.
That's like niggas talking about how Android 17 is on the Super Saiyan Blue level. Like, come on.
Yeah, but then like, and I think it's like, even though it's like, And I mean, it makes sense, like, because me being a YouTuber myself, I know how forgettable and ignorant people can be. But like, he's just stated that Dragon Ball Super prefers plot over logic. So that means that any power scaling is irrelevant now. You could power scale Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball, hell, you could even power scale GT. But when it comes to Super, don't try to justify or bring logic where there is none. Don't try to explain why Android 17 can fight Super Saiyan Blue. It's because it looks cool. You know, let's show them beat the shit out of each other. It wouldn't be fun, it wouldn't be interesting if Goku in every battle just conquer Haki and just powered up really high and just pull the Aizen and just had his spiritual pressure disintegrate.
Oh no, it was cool when Aizen did it.
Yeah, but like, imagine if every episode of Dragon Ball Super was just like an Aizen where he just walks through and then everybody just drops and shit. I mean, I think
that would actually like be better. That would be like more on the Z level, because there was a lot of moments in Dragon Ball Z where like opponents were so powerful that niggas were just like, the earth was moving itself. That doesn't happen in this show. Like, where the music would kick up and you could hear the fucking orchestra, and then you visibly see how much more powerful this other person is compared to the hero that you're watching. Then all of a sudden he pulls that ass shit saying Gohan's stronger anyway. Like, all right, I guess.
Yeah, and I hate when, like, instead the programmer do this too. He'll take some random sentence that someone said and then be like, well, since Piccolo says that Gohan was stronger in the Cell Saga, that means that he's a little bit weaker, but then in the ultimate form, he says he's finally surpassed his true form. So by that sentence, that means you can
That means he's stronger than he was before.
Like, that on top of Super Saiyan 2 Cell Saga Gohan. Like, nigga, what the fuck? Okay, yeah, like RoboCow said, I said the programmer, he just does his power scaling shit because he likes it, which I understand, but the fans watching his channel aren't seeing it that way. They're saying like, all right, so this is what Seth says, so this clearly means this, and so if you add and this,
then plus what Rhyme Style says, we have to take into consideration what Rhyme Style says. Then we only take about 5% of whatever Foreign Everworld says, and then we only take 3% of whatever that double 4 nigga. We just take 3%. Like, we just take the good shit. We just take the shit we want to listen to.
The other thing is, like, and I said this in my video that I uploaded recently too, is that like, I'm not going to deny that some of these fights in Dragon Ball Super look really dope, but there's no significance behind it because it's like there's no power scaling. So it's just like when you see a fight, you're not like when you're seeing, one of the examples I use is when you're seeing Gohan fight against Cell, and it's like Cell's clearly overpowering him, and you kind of, I guess, know that Gohan's going to win, but you're like, how is it going to happen though? Because it's like, you know, it's like Gohan's clearly weaker, so something has to happen.
Rhyme Style is like, literally the end-all, be-all of opinions on Dragon Ball. Oh my god. Fucking Gohan.
Yeah, so like, but you or what was the one I was watching? I was watching something else the other day. What was it? Or like when you're watching Game of Thrones and you know something's about to happen and you just don't know how it's going to happen though. Like, but in Dragon Ball Super, it's like Goku being a beam struggle, and it's just like, oh, how's he gonna win? And Goku's just be like, you know what? I'm stronger now, Kaioken, and just win for no reason. Like, like that's what I liked about when Gohan defeated Cell. He didn't just power up and he didn't just scream more. Vegeta had to help him. Oh yeah, and by the way, I have to acknowledge this because this pissed me off low key too. Is that, and like once again, and I have to understand that for every 100 people that understand what I'm saying, there's those ignorant people are always going to exist, and they're always going to have the ability to comment on videos. But this one guy, he said that I was wrong about saying that Vegeta had character development when he decided to shoot Cell in the back to help Gohan win. And I said that was some character development for Vegeta, because before, you know, when he let Cell become his perfect form, he was like really prideful and really arrogant, and he kind of overcame that by the end. They were saying, no, that wasn't character development because he did the same shit when he fought alone against Majin Buu. And I'm like, oh my god, okay, I need to hold my brain right quick because I am so triggered by that sentence. That, like, it's like, did you even watch the show? Or did you just play Budokai Tenkaichi? Or did you just play freaking Legacy of Goku? That was the clear opposite. Vegeta, he literally went to go fight Majin Buu by himself because he didn't want anyone else to get hurt, and he self-destructed himself to save his family, even Goku. How is that prideful arrogance? How do you interpret that scene that way? I can't fathom that at all. Or when he says, and then he even does the same thing at the end against Kid Buu, you know, he goes and fights him by himself. It's like, yeah, they were taking turns while the other one was getting their stamina back. Like, and once again, like I said, I know it's just some ignorant nigga, but I feel like he's speaking for all the other ignorant people, and I'm sure he's not the only one out there that thinks that shit. So that's why it triggers me.
Exactly. So, yeah, that shit bothers me too.
Double for animes and forever, whatever the fuck that nigga's name is, for never anime fours out here saying this dumb shit. and just like fucking lowering the IQ of these people. Like they're already low enough.
Hey man,
you
listen,
know, it's
listen.
like
the great Charlemagne says, give stupid people the credit for being stupid, man. That's it. That's all you can do. Oh, yeah. I see Rensho left. I guess Rensho got tired. Look at that. Manga readers have to go to bed early. They gotta rest their eyes so they can read all that manga. Shut up, bitch.
I ain't going to bed early.
Hey, nigga, I'll fly over to your house right now. Nigga, give you the 2-piece, bro. What's up?
I know. Hey, that is kind of funny though. How like I don't know why my fucking chat is like this. That is something though that like Vegeta, like he's got a lot of character. Like that's the one thing that I enjoy about Dragon Ball Super is Vegeta, because like Vegeta, like it's just interesting seeing Vegeta. Like he is so different than he was. I mean, he still has that person. Like his personality hasn't changed, but he's still, you can see how he's advanced as a person. Like
right.
Like even like when like you see scenes like him wanting to decide the name of his daughter or something like that. Or
I thought that was adorable when I heard about that. There's
this one scene where like Vegeta put his hand on Goku's shoulder and he's like, "All right, let's do this." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Or like even
Vegeta?
Like
wait, Vegeta did this?
Yeah, he's done that multiple times actually. I think I've seen him do it twice. So like there was the one time where they came out of the hyperbolic time chamber with beards, and there was this other time in the Tournament of Power or something where like Vegeta and Goku, like I think Vegeta actually considers Goku his friend, but like in
he only has one, like.
But like in the Cell Saga, he'd be talking about like, oh, this clown Kakarot, I'm just saving him because I want to be the one to defeat him. And now it's like Vegeta doesn't really care about that anymore, and like he's just like.
He did even say that to Frieza. I think it was in the movie. Where Frieza basically, where he was just like, oh yeah, you know, Vegeta, clearly you can beat this guy. Like if you beat him for me, I'll just make you commander of the Frieza Force, and you can rule the galaxy however the fuck you want and have all this riches and bitches, everything you want. And he goes, nah, I need him alive because he makes me stronger. Like what? Huh?
Yeah.
Like.
Oh yeah, like the scene when he helped turn Kaba into a Super Saiyan. That's another example of like
my nigga Vegeta getting soft in his old age.
Like think about Frieza's Saga Vegeta. He would have done that shit. He'd be like, "Huh, you're a Saiyan competition," and he would. Just
literally killed Nappa for losing against Goku. Like, let's think about context for a second. Vegeta bodied his homeboy just because he couldn't beat somebody. He was like, "Vegeta, I need some help," and he goes, "I'll help you to the other one." Wait, what?
I feel like the only other character that had like just as good, if not better, character development than Vegeta is Zuko. Zuko had some beast ass character development too.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
I like
man, especially and just even like physically, like when you look at him, look at fucking bald ass ponytail little bitch to like how he is now, or even the fact that his like firebending style is different. You have to really respect the attention to detail with the writers of Avatar. Like the fact that like. They could have just gave Zuko his firebending back, and then he's just like, "Oh, I can firebend again." But like the fact that like it's just man, Avatar. If you guys don't watch Avatar,
his moves actually they carry over into. They keep that same attention to detail even in Korra, and there was a huge gap. There was like what, a year gap in between the original Avatar series and when Korra started. So by the time they reach season 4 and they show Zuko and he's actually firebending a few times, like they kept his same fighting style and everything. So you know.
Well, no, like for example, like cool. His fighting style from like season 1 to like season 4 completely different. Because in season 1 it was very aggressive, it was a lot of punching, and it was very like angry, and his whole motivation was to hunt down the Avatar. But then when he became allies with the Avatar, you know, that's when he lost his ability to firebend or whatever, and so he had to basically relearn it all over again. And then like you know, he learned the real way to firebend, which is kind of funny because firebending wasn't meant to be so aggressive. It was actually a very graceful thing, because when the dragons taught them how to firebend, that shit looked way different.
It's
like
the dragon dance, my nigga. It's the dragon dance.
Firebending, if you notice, he wouldn't even like, and I think that Iroh, he would firebend the same way. He kind of firebended more like a waterbender, if anything. But like they don't ever have closed fists when they firebend. They always, their hands are open and stuff. And like he was just, man, like he was just finessing the Azula's shit. Like you didn't think he would just spread his hands and just split that shit like Moses part in the Red Sea. He just like he got that shit out of the way. Like he was just like.
All right, Mohammed, thank you for spoiling that for me. I'm gonna ban you, by the way.
Oh, someone spoiled what for you? My Hero or something?
Yeah, he spoiled My Hero, so I'm gonna ban him.
Oh yeah, I had to stop reading my Hero comments on my live reaction.
Nah, it was in the chat just now. Like he just spoiled it for me, so
yeah,
he won't be coming back anytime soon.
But
I can't tolerate that shit at all because I really like. There's not a whole lot of anime I actually like, so for somebody to go out of their way and ruin it for me, like I get violently angry. Like I will show up at your house and beat your dad's ass. Like that's how mad I get for real. Like that shit triggers me to no fucking end.
I got powers.
I don't know. I kind of like that. Zuko didn't learn lightning bending. I don't feel like that's something that he needed to learn. I feel like directing
that's not for him, man. Like he knows knows how to manipulate it, and that's it. But he doesn't use it. Like that's
why I also like how Azula is actually like a better firebender than
Mixtape. How are you gonna tell me that he learned he had to relearn firebending? Nigga, that's what we were just talking about. The fuck out of here.
He missed that part of the conversation.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, he must have missed it because I'm just not
like Azula is actually stronger than Ozai. You know what's funny is that I feel like even when the comic came, like I feel like Azula was stronger than Ozai. Like I feel like
she would have bodied that nigga. That nigga was he doesn't firebend on a regular basis. Azula is literally out here shooting flames from her fucking mouth. Like this bitch is just
Ozai can do that too, but like
but she's on that other level shit. She's like Drogon
she was also cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs when she fought against Zuko.
Exactly.
So Zuko even mentioned that's the only reason he could beat her because Azula was a savage. Like I feel like Azula is one of my favorite like anti-hero characters. I can't even really consider her a villain because she's not an evil character. Like she's just on the wrong side of history or whatever. But the thing about Azula that's so interesting though is like sure like that's why I think it's kind of like like in Pokemon like fire beats grass, grass beats water, water beats fire. Like I feel like
if Rinsho was here, he would have been like not in the manga.
Yeah, but I feel like even though Ozai can beat Zuko. And then Zuko could beat Azula, but she had to be crazy. Or more like, okay, this is a better example. Like, Aang can beat Azula, Azula could beat Ozai, and Ozai could beat Aang. Because, like, I feel like, even though Ozai has, like, the most
Wait, one more time for the people in the back. One more time.
Okay, Aang can beat Azula.
Yes.
Azula can beat Ozai, and Ozai can beat Aang. Which, I know that's kind of weird,
but
who
like... beats Iroh?
Nobody. He just like Iroh is just too savage.
Okay then. As long as nobody beats my nigga. Like,
but like because Ozai has the most raw power, but Azula is more like precision and like she could probably like just out finesse his ass. And then so that's how she beats Ozai. And then Aang is like a more versatile version where he has more. He can finesse to a degree.
He's the Avatar, so I mean.
Well, yeah, like he can finesse to a degree, but not as good as Azula. But he can also overpower her. So like. Ozai can't beat Azula because Ozai has no gracefulness at all. And Aang can beat Azula because he has a little bit of both. And Ozai can beat Aang because he's just so fucking raw power, but he doesn't have enough finesse to beat him either. So he's like a mixture of the two of them. But like, and I also like that even Ozai, the Fire Lord, Azula is the only one we ever seen who can use blue flames. Like she's just on some next level shit. Yeah. Basically, Azula is the Mikasa of fucking the Avatar series. Like she's savage for no reason.
Can you use something that's not like use something comparable for the idiots out there, please. Use something comparable.
What do you mean? How is that not a good enough comparison?
I don't know. Some people are just be like, oh well.
No, everyone's watched Attack on Titan.
Mikasa's like, she's good, but she's not like really good. She couldn't be the armor titan. Blah, like for those motherfuckers.
Okay, Azula can't beat Mikasa can't beat a fucking armor titan. Azula can't beat the Azula wouldn't be able to beat Aang and not even in the Avatar state. I'm talking about just base Aang. Azula wouldn't be able to beat him. So, like, the only reason that he needed to go in the Avatar state in the Earth Kingdom was because it wasn't just Azula. It was also a gang of Dai Li agents and shit.
That's true. That is true. But that bit, when you were saying that she could beat Ozai and that, she's like she is more precise, like, in her movements and things like that. Yeah. That is the instant, like, I thought of. I was like, let me think of an example when she did it. When this bitch struck Aang in the back of the neck with literally 2 fingers of lightning, my nigga. She was just like she said, "Wow, this is why
Azula is so savage, Jay. This is why Azula is so savage. She breaks that trope of watching people power up. Because you're watching Dragon Ball Z and it's taking Goku like 10 episodes to turn Super Saiyan or whatever the fuck. And Frieza's just watching like,
oh my god, your hair is turning colors.
Like, and I feel like from watching shows do that so much, you're conditioned to be like, oh, we're just gonna watch this power up. So you're seeing Aang during the Avatar state, and all of the Asians are just like,
and you're just sitting there rubbing your hands together like Birdman, thinking like, ooh, he about to body this bitch. She goes, no, nigga.
Just totally like pop up that moment and just be like, nah, fuck that nigga. He's all powering up. She's just like, cuckoo, and you just see her smiling like, and you know she's kind of smiling at the audience too, like,
yeah, right. Like, she's just like, y'all niggas thought. So
yeah, that was just that was such an epic moment. Like it's like on one hand you're just like, oh fuck, that was so badass. Azula just gotta ruin it, but at the same time it's like, damn, Azula low-key savage for doing that though.
Yeah, that's my original waifu right there.
Yeah, but when you saw Aang fight against Azula, and this was before he even mastered all of his elements or whatever on the drill, like he beat her like pretty easily, like so yeah, I don't think that would really be a problem, but oh man, and even Korra, like and I'm actually glad that the show like is like kind of over now. I mean, I'm not glad, like I always want more, but I think it ended on a good point to where like Korra just like was like the peak, like because you know some shows they just go on for too long, they eventually lose their luster. Like you get something like Naruto Shippuden where like the original Naruto was just so good, and Shippuden is just so full of filler that like I can't ever say Shippuden is like one of the best anime because I'm always gonna think of how much fucking filler it has. But like, like even
good.
like the
It
core,
doesn't.
like
I still think the original like part 1 Naruto is just like I just think it's great, and usually stuff that like wins
Naruto.
me over.
I'm talking about Naruto Shippuden. Like,
oh
you
yes,
can't really...
usually stuff that wins me over is like soundtrack placement at the right time, and I feel like part 1 did that a lot better than Shippuden. Like Shippuden just randomly threw fucking music in there, like like when they're walking around the village and you hear the do 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 like the playful
we actually
music
talked
and
about that, and like, actually I think the earlier episodes of Naruto Shippuden did that fine. But then they would just start be playing that like sad like violin music, and you're like,
yeah,
I don't care.
Like, it got twisted right after, actually before Gaara got captured.
I feel like after the Pain battle, that's when everything started to kind of like go downhill.
I mean, it was kind of like a descending thing, you know, where it's just like there were a few parts that were really good. I felt like Kakashi against Kakuzu, like right around that area, like it was good because you got to see a Hidan fight Shikamaru and Ina Shikacho. I thought that was like I thought it was well paced. I thought the music was great. I thought the tone was really good. But then you have fights like Sasori versus Sakura, which are kind of just like ass blowout fucking fights where it's just like ill-placed music. I mean, none of this shit
like,
makes any sense.
As much as Sakura is useless, that was a dope fight. I mean, even though
the action was great, but I don't think it was like, I think it could have been made better is what I'm saying. Like as an anime as a whole, like when you're reading it in the manga, like you're like, oh yeah, this is dope. But when you see it play out in the anime, you're like, it's whatever. Like you kind of don't give a shit.
Yeah, but like I feel like and I always reference this, like I feel like some of the early shit in Naruto was the best stuff. Like I feel like the music used to have such an impact. Like when Naruto freaking
the first time Zabuza shows up,
when Sasuke throws that Demon One Shuriken and Naruto pops out that music, it's almost like they edited it that way specifically. Like you know when you're trying to cut in a funny moment in a YouTube video, so you kind of add a little bit of a pause there, so that way it could be funnier. Right. Like when the joke hits, that's exactly what they did with the music. Because as soon as like the shuriken passed him, like he jumped over it, it like went up underneath him, and then it's just like you just hear the fucking sound effects. Then all of a sudden, and then the music cuts. The music is like silent. And you just hear,
it was just like
the smoke poops noise. Yeah. Or the other part when he was fighting against Neji in the tuning exams, and you know he uses the tail beast chakra, like he controls it, and he's like running at Neji, and his fucking fists or his feet is like destroying the ground, and the music's just like it's like in sync with his footsteps and shit, stuff like that, man. And like the music,
and you just hear that flute come on.
or like when you would have a moment like that was really like that was really touching or really sad, like the third Hokage dying, and they're playing this sad music, and Shippuden had moments like that too. But then Shippuden, like in the later episodes, like they'd be like playing the sad music that used to have so much emotion. Like, and sometimes, like, if you just hear the song on its own, you kind of feel that nostalgic emotion. But when you see it in some of the later episodes and they're playing that music, you're just like, this
kind of played out. It's just like, ugh.
Like, it's just like you're taking such a good song and you're slapping it on a scene that I don't care about, and it's not making me care more. It's just like, no.
Yeah, like putting the sad music over when Naruto and Sakura are talking after the 5 Kage summit, and she's just like, I love you, Naruto. He's just like, bitch, you lying. Like, they put in sad music there, and it was like, that's not the music to put in there.
Yeah, that doesn't go there.
Just compose something new, please.
I feel like the last time that emotional music actually had an impact was when they were showing the flashbacks with Minato and Kushina, and they were like showing like the full thing.
I'm trying to remember the soundtrack when Jiraiya died. I think that was like, but then again, that was just emotional in itself. So it doesn't matter what music they put right there. They
right, like that's the thing is like the music only makes the scene. It only adds to what the scene already has. So like you can't take a shitty scene and give it good music and then make it a good scene. But if the scene is already good, then you add music, then it makes it better. So yeah, that's how I feel about that. But
so, I mean, but that's just the way some anime are made, and I guess that comes from like. That idea comes from watching so many like TV shows, anime, movies, and stuff like that. Like a lot of that stuff makes up the entire thing. Like without certain pieces of music, like some of the best things you've ever seen just would not be the same. Like just watching certain scenes from different movies is just so fucking weird.
And the Boruto got none of that shit. Boruto has nothing.
Boruto I feel like has nothing going on for it, man.
Boruto is boring as fuck.
Oh my god!
Like,
I stopped watching.
To give the benefit of the doubt to most people, and just because I have the time to do this now, because I'm like really like carving into getting out of my vacation, because I'm getting ready to go on vacation, so I have to have videos prepared ahead of time. I'm probably going to watch Boruto just like in its entirety and just watch all of it and just really pay attention to it as if I've never seen the original Naruto, and then kind of just judge it how it is. Through. Yeah, I know that's probably what I'll do, but I'd rather do that just so that way I can get the views. Like I feel like the views are that important to me, where it's just like
and that's how like you know like obviously I care about the views, but there's also like to an extent.
I also care about my insanity and my sanity too. So
yeah, I remember saying like for Boruto. Like I was live reacting to it, but then it was just like now it's just like I remember talking about this. I even did a live reaction. I did the whole live reaction. Or no. I didn't even do the whole live reaction. I live reacted like halfway through, and then but it was just like I'm like this is boring, and I just stopped. And it's just like I will live react. Was it
was it that episode that Mitsuki was just going around asking people what do you think of Boruto? Because I tried to do a reaction to that, and I was like I thought this episode was gonna be dope. Like.
I think it was that episode. I do know that like when I stopped, it was Mitsuki talking. That's all I remember.
Oh yeah, that must have been that episode where he was just going around asking people like, "Is my baby daddy like, Boruto cheating on me?"
And that's when I made a video where I'm just like, I'm not watching this anime anymore. I'm not live reacting to it either. And then I started watching it when it was doing that fight, and I'm like, oh, that was it. Oh, it's over. Oh,
yeah. That was I caught the Chimera episode, and I was just like, that's kind of anticlimactic. Like.
I thought that it was actually going somewhere, but it was actually just a filler bullshit arc. So.
I wouldn't say necessarily like. Actually, I would say this is shit, but it's like the show is just underwhelming. Like it could be so much better, but it's just awful because it's not. I thought the tale of Boruto was gonna be the lineage of Naruto Uzumaki. Like his son is so badass, like he just does all this great shit or something, or like he's such a heartfelt person like his mom or some shit. Like I thought it was gonna be taking the legacy, taking the mantle of the previous show, and at least running with it and just like going with it, like because this show could have easily been on par with part 1, like if they had him doing some dope shit or. You know, not doing super happy adventure fun times and blowing up his school. Like the fuck, shit is boring.
Here's the thing about Boruto that's like makes it worse than like Dragon Ball Super. Like how I was saying, like you get something like Dragon Ball Super or Boondocks or Boruto, and the reason why it feels like it's a shell of like the original series is because even though you have all the same characters and the same setting, is that you don't have the same person writing it, so you can tell that something is missing. And so for something like Dragon, but it's like here's my problem with Boruto is that. At least try, like at least make an attempt to tell a good story, even if you can't. Like at least with Dragon Ball Super, they're making an attempt. Like even if there's like moments where you're like, I just don't care. At least they're like they're telling stories. You know, they're doing this Tournament of Power. They're showing Black Goku and stuff. Like even if you're just like you can't come up with a new villain, you just bring back Frieza. At least you're doing that. Boruto's not even trying to tell a story. They're just like doing bullshit like school escapades, like trying to make Boruto into your average generic battle school anime or something, and thinking they could get away with that stuff.
I'm good.
And it's like no, like that's why I thought even with this that Chimera summoning thing, I thought that they were gonna at least try to tell some story, and nope, nothing's going on.
Nope, sorry.
I'm actually curious. I'm like on board to watch. I'm curious how long it's just going to just stay like this.
Well,
and I'm also interested to see like if it
up is like they're fucking they gave like I want to say maybe like 10 seconds of what might happen in the future with some niggas in like another dimension on the moon. Or some shit.
They did the Toneri thing.
I don't know who the fuck they were.
Yeah.
They showed them for like 10 seconds, and that was it.
Yeah, because they're gonna basically do what Dragon Ball Super did and just reanimate the movie. And then they also have the Shin Uchiha arc coming up, which I feel is great as a manga, not good as an anime because it's going to be boring. Like a lot of that shit is just talking. Like if they do the arc in one episode or 1 hour long feature, cool, that's fine. Or 2 episodes, like you don't need to go any further. But there is a lot of communication that goes on in that arc. It's fucking boring.
I don't think that would be the problem necessarily. Like people are capable. I think that
I don't think this anime is capable of it.
It did kind of turn shitty after. Actually, no, never mind. That's a bad example. I was gonna say that the Itachi Shinden, like when they adapted that into an anime, they did a good job of adapting it. But then I realized, but then when they ran out of material from the novels and then started making up their own shit, then it got boring and I stopped watching it. But people like I think if the right people like Toho Animation or something, like the people who did My Hero, if you gave them that, they would fill it up with interesting stuff. Like I just feel like the current people working on Boruto wouldn't be capable of adding more stuff to it. But I think it is possible to make that interesting. But yeah, I don't see that happening or whatever. But like the thing with Boruto though is that like I feel like that first episode where it showed him and what's his face Kawaki fighting on the destroyed stone faces. I feel like they're gonna pull a Gurren Lagann and we're like Gurren Lagann in the first episode. They showed what's his face fuck, I forgot the main nigga's name. I was about to say Kamina, but that's the other guy. Wait, Jay, did you ever watch Gurren Lagann?
I didn't finish it.
Oh, well,
I'm on like the 20 some odd episode, so I'll go back and.
Someone in the chat will tell me, but the main guy, they showed him like on a spaceship fighting a bunch of people and all this stuff, and that scene never happens. And people have came up with theories as to what it was, but there was never an explanation for it. And I feel like it was one of those things to where that was intended to be like the end game of the series, and then it just ended up going in a different direction, and that first scene just got retconned or whatever. That's what I feel like Boruto's gonna do. It's like that. We'll probably never see that Boruto Kawaki scene. I feel like I don't know. I don't see it happening. Or maybe there'll be like the anime will get so trash after a while. They're like, okay, we're running out of material. Let's just skip to that last part or something. I feel like it'll do some shit like that. I feel like there's other anime that have done that too. I'm trying to think of another example. Or that one scene in JoJo's Diamond is Unbreakable where they showed Josuke go back in time and save himself, but then Araki ended up writing the story in a different direction, so that guy just ends up being some random dude that looks exactly like Josuke but isn't him. So that kind of shit frustrates me. But it is what it is. Like there was some show Heroes. Have you ever watched Heroes, Jay?
I watched the first couple of episodes, but I was not into it.
Heroes was
it's like trying to watch Lost. It's like whatever.
Yeah, it is, because Heroes is one of those shows that it started out really good, and then they just started retconning shit and just writing stuff out that made no sense. And they the story got so convoluted, like they were trying to do too much at once, and they just lost track of storylines. There was this one part where he goes and the main guy Peter, he's basically like a rogue. He can just absorb everyone's powers by being around them. And somehow he ends up in in Ireland and he loses his memories and he hooks up with some Irish chick, and then he ends up accidentally using time travel to travel to the future where it's basically Days of Future Past, and they're enslaving people with powers. And then he ends up traveling back in time and he leaves her there and she's like, "Don't leave me." And he's like, "I'll come back for you." He never comes back for her. They just write her out of the story. He just forgets about her. It's you're caught up in wait, are you caught up to Walking Dead, Jay? I can't remember what shows you watch.
No, that's one I canceled.
Oh, okay. Well, in Walking Dead,
I'll watch it when it's all on Netflix.
Well, most of it's on Netflix, but Maggie.
I'll watch it when
it's
all on Netflix.
You know Maggie is, right?
Yeah.
So Maggie, there was a good period of the show where her sister, they just didn't know where she was. She could have been dead or whatever. She never asks about her. She never tries to look for her. She just doesn't care. And then until she dies, and then she shows up, she's like, "Oh, my sister." Was like, "You didn't give a shit about your sister for the past 3 seasons. Suddenly you care." I feel like that's what so when I found out that Heroes just wrote stuff out of the show and just forgot about stuff, I couldn't watch it anymore. It's you've lost credibility at that point. I can't watch a show that stuff just becomes non-canon after a while. So I just The producer of the show said Boruto isn't gonna be as dark as Naruto. Naruto Shippuden is mainly gonna revolve around him and his friends. You know what? Fuck Boruto. I don't even give a shit what they want to do.
Yeah, that's exactly why the show is trash. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
if the show is not about like that's the thing about the original Naruto is it was about making friends and kicking ass. That was the first 20 episodes. The first 20 episodes, we got to see pieces of the Nine-Tailed Fox. We got to see how badass a Jonin really was. We got to see how badass another village's Jonin was. Like when Zabuza first shows up, that nigga is so fucking overwhelmingly powerful. It's like the first time you see like when Frieza saw the Super Saiyan transformation, like everybody was shitting their fucking pants. Like there was no way we were gonna beat this nigga. Then poof, Kakashi shows up, and even Kakashi's getting bodied. So the fact that in the first 15 to 20 episodes of Boruto, there's really only this made-up Chimera fight and Mitsuki asking about Boruto being his boyfriend. Like, come the fuck on. Like, I get it. It's about connections. We get it. But there's also this underlining tone of, we want to see Naruto. Naruto is very important. Naruto is what built this series. So, I could understand if we're dealing with, like, Anbu shit, Danzo shit, like, all this other shit. Yeah, it's great for Boruto to go have his happy fun times.
Hold on, Jay. Keep talking. I have to pee, okay?
But I want to see Boruto, like, okay, all right, Kilo, I'll catch you later. It's great that Boruto is out here having his happy-go-lucky fun times and shit, but there also needs to be this underlining tone of, like, this is what's really going on in the show. This is what the dark shit. And I know a lot of people are talking about, like, oh, the Chimera shit, that you know, like, the demon in his eye and whatever, like, come on, like, that's it? That's all you got is, like, some demon's resurrection? That is it. The underlining issue to Naruto was the fact that he had the Nine-Tailed Fox sealed inside of him. He didn't have any parents, so he had to deal with all of the interactions from the other kids that he was not getting. The interactions that he had with just people in general in the village. Like, there were so many themes based around the original Naruto that Boruto just simply does not have. He does not have as many connections to the village as a whole. Yeah. Like, there's nothing about Boruto that you can compare to how the depth of the original Naruto. You just can't. Now, if we were to compare
Naruto with nappier hair.
Yeah. Now, if we can compare the first 15, 20 episodes of Shippuden to Boruto, all right. Yeah, you're looking at it is kind of shitty. Like, it just is what it is.
This is Ninja. I know.
Ninja. Yeah, that guy was just fucking ridiculous. So the fact that you have so many crazy things going on in the first 20 episodes, like even in the first 20 episodes, I think you even hear about the Katsuki once or twice. Like you hear about like this secret society of like rogue ninjas and shit, and Zabuza was a part of it. Like, there was world building beyond anything. Like, maybe that's another thing that Boruto needs. Maybe Boruto needs world building, because really Boruto is just centered around the fucking Hidden Leaf Village. That's it. There's literally nothing else in the world exists. At least within the first 20 episodes we got to see.
They haven't shown anything from
the Sand Village, the fact that the Sound Village is an actual village now. Like, before it was just kind of like, oh yeah, we're called the Sand Village. They just had a big ass sign outside of a tree that says now entering Sand Village, population of 6.
Naruto left the Leaf Village within the first arc. Like they showed like stuff from other villages, so like from the beginning.
The original part 1 of Naruto had so many aspects that was building all at the same time. Like this thing with Itachi, the fact that Sakura and Ino had this like genuine hatred for each other because they both wanted to fuck Sasuke at the age of 8. Like, this is just ridiculous how many things that how many themes and things that exist in the first 20 episodes. But within the first 20 episodes of Boruto, none of that exists. You have his eye, you have the Chimera, you have the fact that Naruto's dealing with bullshit that we don't ever get to really find out about. None of this shit really picks up until episode 15 through 20 after he fights the fucking Chimera. So by then it's too late. Like, who gives a shit? There's no reason why you should watch an anime and 20 episodes in, then it gets good. You're supposed to attract people on the first episode. That is how television, that is how anime, that is how everything works. Because if you can't attract people at the beginning, what the fuck is the rest like?
They basically, Boruto is like, okay, like, because people, I think, feel like with Boruto in the same way Dragon Ball Super, they always give it more leeway than an average show because of what it is. Oh, give it a chance. Just wait 50 episodes. It'll get good eventually.
Wait 100 episodes for One Piece to finally get good. Fuck you, One Piece.
Yeah. So, like, but if you look at Boruto from a normal anime perspective, Boruto is past 12 episodes. they've basically aired an entire season's worth of Boruto. And if I had to rate Boruto as an anime, if it ended on episode 15 and I had to rate it as a series, it would get a solid 6 or maybe a 5.5. Like
that's being generous.
Like as an anime, like so far, like if you were to like if it were a seasonal anime, because the average anime is about 12 episodes, and then their second half will be
if they're lucky enough to even like get to a 24, you know what I mean? Like I think it's great when you see seasonal anime and then they just continue to another season, like.
Yeah, when they're good enough. Like, and I've noticed that too. You can tell when an anime didn't do so high when you look at an anime that aired, like, and then it didn't get past the 12 episode mark. So,
and they just cancel it 8 episodes in, and you're just wondering where this anime went on Crunchyroll.
Yeah, like freaking Big Order. Is this like Future Diary knockoff? They only got to 10 episodes. They didn't even finish their first thing because it's just like, okay, nobody cares. You know,
nobody gives a fuck about this. Yeah, we're just wasting money putting these episodes out.
Yeah, so like, but if you were to compare Boruto to the average anime, it's mediocre. Like, honestly, I would rather watch, for those of you who know how trash this anime is, I would rather watch Chaos Head than fucking Boruto. I would rather watch, what was that other shitty anime? I'm trying to remember what it was called. I can't remember. There's some really shitty anime that I was watching that I dropped or something. I'd rather watch, oh my god, I'd rather watch the Endless 8 of Haruhi Suzumiya than Boruto. And Jay, the Endless 8 is literally the same episode with like a slight, maybe a different sentence or something for 8 episodes straight. Like,
I don't even.
That shit was more interesting. So yeah, like so. In a nutshell, Boruto was trash. That's all I have to say on that.
It's ridiculous because when you look at the average seasonal anime, like they don't wait the full. They only get 12 episodes. That's it. That's all you're allowed for your season. You're only allowed 12 episodes. But the fact that Boruto is just so fucking like piggybacking on its predecessor that it's like, yeah, we'll just make you a continuous anime. You know, like they don't have to take that first 12 episodes to impress you and to impress people enough to get another 12 episodes. Basically, you have to be so dope within your first 6 episodes that you allow for another 6 episodes. Like, you're just renting time at that point. That's what every other seasonal anime is like. They have to impress you. They have to get you attached within the first couple episodes. Otherwise, you're going to watch it. They lose their funding. They're not going to be on Crunchyroll no more. They're going to get dropped. Like, there's plenty of places to watch anime. But, I mean, good luck. Good luck.
Yeah. Mohammed, I think that, like,
ban that nigga. Ban that nigga. Fuck him.
Hold on. No. I wouldn't bother binging One Piece though because I watched. I mean, maybe it's for some people, but I watched up to like episode 600 and something, and I still don't care.
I gave that motherfucker like 25 episodes. There is no reason why I should be giving you over 5. What is it? 5, 10, 15. How many hours?
Like 700 episodes or something.
How many hours of content is that? Let's see. 30
700 times 20? I don't know.
That's too much. That's too much fucking time. That's too much fucking time.
No, the only way I was able to get through One Piece, I had to literally just start skipping through stuff because it's impossible to just watch the whole thing. Like, because yeah, like this guy said, he said if I tried binging and watched One Piece, I'd be 28 by the time I caught up. So
Jesus.
Yeah, it's literally years worth of content. So I mean,
man, that is over 57
I would just
hours.
use the Crunchyroll's fast forward 10-second feature. Just keep, okay, this is filler. Skip. Like, One Piece has its good moments.
57.5
like,
hours of One Piece. That's how much
like, One Piece fans dick ride that way more than Naruto, so like you don't hear it as often. But people will complain that Naruto Shippuden is good, but it has too much filler. One Piece is even worse. One Piece is twice as worse. Like, One Piece won't even One Piece won't even do you the justice that Naruto does by having filler episodes. One Piece will sneak the filler into the canon shows. They don't separate them by episodes. They would just be filler between canon scenes. So like for One Piece, like think about Naruto. Let's say Naruto's like 60% filler and 40% like canon content. And like One Piece is more like 80% filler and 20% like canon. Because even when you're watching a canon episode, half of the canon stuff is still filler. And I didn't even realize this because I was like, why do people like One Piece so much? And so I started like J-Dogs, I would just read the manga instead. So I read the manga and I was like, wow, there's so much bullshit that like I watched like, I mean, I read like 3 chapters of the manga. I went through like 10 episodes of the anime. Like they drag that shit on. The fact that there's almost as many One Piece episodes as the manga, and One Piece is way behind the manga. So that doesn't make any sense. So it's oh my god. It's ridiculous.
there's no reason why I should dedicate 57.5 hours to watching a show and then it doesn't get good at all. So 25 episodes of One Piece is 57.5 hours, man. That's
yeah, like One Piece has its moments that
there are video games that entertain you faster than that. Okay, I'm just giving you some
especially
retrospect.
when there are other anime out there that are good too. So think of it this way: would you rather go to a fucking like would you rather get a bag of small diamonds,
okay,
or have, which is like, let's say a bag of small diamonds is like fucking not even, no, that wouldn't even be a comparison.
Let's just do like $20,000.
No, I'm trying to think of an anime.
Not that many diamonds.
Like, okay, let's say or like an anime like like ReZero. Okay, let's say ReZero is a bag of diamonds, not small diamonds, but just regular sized diamonds. And One Piece is like one big diamond, but it's under a huge pile of shit. Would you rather dig through the huge pile of shit to get the big diamond that's maybe even just slightly more worth more than the big bag of regular diamonds that is just sitting there on a table surrounded by a buffet of food?
I don't think diamonds is a very good comparison to what One Piece is, because One Piece is not a diamond. It's more like you finding a sapphire. Like, it's just not.
Well, I'm saying like
it's cool, like, but it's not a diamond.
No. I'm saying it's like One Piece. There's a diamond in there. It's just there's a huge pile of dog shit on top of it that you have to dig through with your bare hands to get to. It's just like okay, I got this diamond and it's really dope and all, but my hands are covered in shit. I had to go through so much shit to get this diamond. Meanwhile, there's a bag of diamonds over there that I didn't have to touch.
I would say this isn't like a very good example, because some people broke, man. You know, I dig through like.
But Jay, here's the thing though. That there's another pile of diamonds that's not covered in shit that is just as accessible. That's what I'm saying. With like ReZero.
Knowing my greedy ass, I'd probably have to try and get both at the same time somehow. So
that's understandable. I can see that, but that's not for me.
A nigga hungry, man. Now, if you told me in order to get to this one diamond, I have to only shovel the shit out of the way with my mouth, then I'm like, maybe not. Maybe not. That's not the move. That's not the move, man.
I mean, you could get to the One Piece diamond through the shit with a shovel. You don't have to use your hands, and that could translate to just skipping through all the filler. But it's still like you're still shoveling through shit though, and that's still an unpleasant thing. So it's still not.
I don't
great.
know, man. I don't think you can. Maybe it's just the diamond reference, but I understand what you're saying. Some people won't, but I understand it. Like, that's just not.
Or okay, all right, Jay. Let me try.
No. I'm just saying for the stupid people out there, it's just, we're not saying that One Piece is a diamond. That is not what we are saying. We're saying to get to something good, you have to go through a lot of bullshit. That's what we're saying.
Okay, Jay, let's say there's a big juicy booty that you're ready to eat, right?
Okay.
But you gotta eat out like an entire fucking retirement home of pussy till you can finally eat the booty. And by then it's like your tongue is like just raw.
I got a question. Question. What type of retirement home am I hanging around? First of all, to be finding big, plump, juicy booty, and I gotta fuck a bunch of grandmas to get to.
No, okay,
that is not. By the time I get to my destination, I didn't caught something. I didn't caught a 50-year-old or something, man. So
like, okay, the caretaker, she got a juicy booty, right? But like all of the old people, like you gotta. So not like you just not only did you have to eat a bunch of crusty pussy. But you gotta eat like it was all dry. There's literal cobwebs in it because like they don't even shower that shit. And now your tongue is like raw meat because you've just made your way through so much pussy. Like so, and now it's just like now I don't even want to eat the booty no more. Like I mean I do, but it's like my tongue hurt. Like so that's how One Piece is. It's like that scene was a dope fight. But I just watched so many garbage episodes to get here. It doesn't even feel worth the work to get to this. Like I'd rather just watch a compilation of fights on YouTube and then just get it that way. Like, but then at that point, it's
that's why I was like when I talk to people about some of this shit, I'd be like, when is there gonna be like a good One Piece game that comes out that gives me the story? Like Dragon Ball is not that long. Like Dragon Ball is really not that long. There's 3 main arcs. There's 4. There's Saiyan Saga, Frieza Saga, Android slash Cell, and then Majin Saga. You know, like four major arcs.
Both Dragon Ball and Naruto have games that you can play that can tell you
and you can just get the entire story in all of the One Piece. Literally every single One Piece game, like they just be having a whole bunch of bullshit, just like they do in the fucking anime. And I'm not, and that's the thing. When I talk to people who swear by One Piece, they swear up and down like it's one of the greatest animes out there. They can't even tell me, like they can't give me a proper breakdown. I'm not asking like, oh, give me like in explicit detail these specific episodes. They can't even tell me which episodes are the go-tos that you should start watching. Like they can't give you a guide, like start watching here to here and then from here to here to understand this arc. At least in Dragon Ball, I can tell you, you can skip the first 4 episodes of Dragon Ball Z. You can watch the Raditz fight, you can watch Goku running on Snake Way, then you can watch the Ginyu Force fight, then you can watch Frieza. Like, there's just certain ones I can tell you instantaneously, like you can skip everything else, so, and you'd still get the gist of the fucking show. Nobody can fucking give me that in One Piece. Like, there's no fucking easy guide, and there's no video game for it, so...
Or like Naruto Storm 4. You could play, or maybe not Storm 4.
Oh man,
but
that's a perfect example. You can watch little cutscenes and shit that literally one picture and they tell you everything right then and there. Everything. Literally everything in the entire part 1. That's it.
And then honestly, in some cases, and I like how for the Sasuke versus Naruto Final Valley fight, they had to just make up their own fucking fight because the games already showed the fight from the manga, so it's just like I've already seen this, and since the game came out first. They're like, okay, and I feel like that's why they did that. They're like, okay, Storm 4 came out and it already showed all this shit, so we gotta basically just like we gotta like add all this extra stuff to make it look cool. So which it was a dope fight. I enjoyed it. But like Storm 4, most of the fights in the game look better than in the anime anyways, but they're shitty animations sometimes. So yeah, but with One Piece, there is nothing like that. Like and all the games tell their own story. In Burning Blood, they only show like a couple of cutscenes from the Marineford arc, and that's it. And then the rest are just like just fights or whatever. So yeah, One Piece doesn't have that game that tells its whole story, which I feel like they're not even gonna attempt that because the story is so fucking long. But
there's a story.
Yeah, you could play Tenkaichi 3 and get the whole story. You could play Legacy of Goku and Boo's Fury and get the whole story. So yeah.
Yeah, no thanks.
I don't remember. It's weird. I don't remember, and I think it's just because it's been out for so long. I don't actually remember ever sitting and watching all of Dragon Ball Z straight through.
Oh like, man, I remember. I remember a lot of shit, like a lot, because I would come home every single day and watch it on Toonami at 5 and 5:30.
Like I don't know if I watched it in like the perfect order, but I feel like I've seen every Dragon Ball Z episode. Like I feel like I can't watch any random episode and I'd be like, I've never seen this episode before. Like, I feel like I've seen everything, like, to an extent. But, like, oh, man, I'm just...
Really, like, there's only, in between arcs, there's usually only, like, 2, 3, maybe 4 episodes, then another major arc starts, you know? Like,
and you know what's funny is all Dragon Ball Z's filler is good. Like, I mean, I'm sure there's probably a bad one, I just can't remember. Like, honestly, well, yeah, because, like, the Pilaf...
Piccolo and Goku driving was lit.
Or Krillin and Big Booty Marin, like, you know.
Yes, that was acceptable.
But like I feel like the Pilaf fight, like, there's this one arc during the the only reason I know this is because I have the box set during the was it the Frieza saga, or no, I think it was during the Android saga, where Pilaf comes back from the dead zone and like he brings his sugar, spice, everything nice minions or whatever the fuck their names are. Mustard or ketchup and fucking relish, I don't know, and they're like fighting, and it's like Goku's
sounds like an episode of Boruto so far.
So it's like Piccolo, Krillin, and Gohan are the ones who end up fighting him, and that arc was kind of whack, but that was filler. So, but I mean, I was just thinking like, there's so much stuff, and the same thing I did with Naruto and Boruto. Like when I was like talking about Dragon Ball Z and remembering all these things, like that moment when like, man, I don't know, like that shit just gave me chills. Like when you see Goku turn Super Saiyan for the first time, I remember I even recorded that shit on VHS, and you haven't seen Super Saiyan before, and you're just like, well, I remember inviting my friends over to my house, and like. And showing it to them. I'm like, look, Goku turned Super Saiyan on the VHS. And I remember, like, I thought it was so cool. And they didn't even think it was cool. They're like making fun of, like, look, he looks like he's taking a shit. What is he, constipated? And they were just joking. I'm like, ha, yeah, that's funny. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, you guys
get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah, like I was trying to show you this epic moment, and you're sitting here just laughing about him looking like he's about to take a shit.
I'll never forget. Me and my buddy Daryl, we watched. What was it? It wasn't Goku going Super Saiyan. It was.
Garlic Jr. That's right. That's who it was.
It was. I think it was the Super Vegeta Final Flash like episode, like where he's fighting Cell, and it's like I remember we watched that together. That was probably one of the most fucking epic moments. Like him shooting that Final Flash and just destroying a piece of the planet was just like, oh my god.
That moment when Gohan's in that, and I use this in my video, where they're in that beam struggle with Cell, and you're like, you don't know how he's going to win.
Yeah, I watched that one too. Yeah. The father son
and then all of a sudden this big bang attack comes out of the sky, and even like Cell's like, Vegeta, what the heck? That was.
He's just like, what the fuck? That's not part of the tournament rules. He's like, fuck your tournament.
Even Goku and even like freaking Angel, Goku, and Gohan are looking like, the fuck just happened?
Did Vegeta just do that?
And then Goku's like, now's your chance. And Gohan look like, what? And he's like, all right, then let's do this. And then he fires that shit. And then he's just like, he's got that hand. And he's just walking into that freaking attack. Yeah. And they're playing that music. It's just like,
and I'll never forget. I'll never forget the first time I saw it, where like Cell kind of cripples up a little bit, and he's still kind of like in the Kamehameha pose, and he starts like turning to ash, and he's just like, oh my fucking god, dude, that was such a great moment, man.
Or that scene where Vegeta was just like, oh, farewell, Trunks, Bulma, and even you, Kakarot. And he just
your boy was crying at that point. I was just like, oh my god,
Vegeta. He blows himself the fuck up. You're just like, god
At first
damn.
I thought he was gonna be fine on the next episode. Then they show that nigga turned to stone, and Piccolo's like, well, that nigga's dead. Like, that nigga's clearly dead.
Honestly, I feel like after the Cell Saga, I'm trying to think of like dope moments like that from the Buu Saga, but I can't really think of that many. I feel like the Cell Saga was like the peak.
I feel like the Buu Saga had a lot of stuff though. Like the Buu Saga had when that moment where Gohan was like bodying, like absolutely destroying this nigga Super Buu at his most powerful form, and he was like elbowing this nigga in the face and just bopping him upside the head and throwing him around and shit. I'm like, this nigga is crazy.
Like the Buu Saga had its cool moments, but I feel like it was more fan servicey at that moment. At that point, like even then, like. And that's like I feel like, and then like which Dragon Ball Super I don't even feel like does that, but like with Dragon Ball Z, once they had like the Buu Saga, it was like the show had kind of already hit its peak, and it was kind of just like kind of winding down, and it had like its moments, but like I feel like the Cell Saga was like the Frieza Saga had like that Super Saiyan Goku moment, and then the Cell Saga had that.
It was a good build, and then the Cell Saga was kind of like.
And the Cell Saga had that Super Saiyan 2 Gohan transformation and that beam struggle thing.